Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RT Podcast. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm your host, Barbara, for this
Hello,
episode.
host Barbara. I'm Trevor.
We're going in reverse order.
Yeah.
I fear change. I am Blaine.
I'm Chris. Nailed it.
And I'm Barbara.
Oh,
It doesn't have the same
I'm
ring to it.
Gus.
I told her we should just flip it in post so that way it's in order. Blaine, you're comfortable and everything's good. Blaine actually took a time off camera there during that lovely ad read to show me his underwear.
Yes,
No
I
one
do.
will see it, but he definitely did.
I too am wearing.
And I'm
Vans.
uncomfortable now.
Now I kind of want to see.
It's orange. I think.
Trevor, is it orange?
Yep.
Confirmed.
It's definitely orange.
Trevor's colorblind, which is why I asked him.
It's purple.
Wait, you're really colorblind?
Just a little bit. Why is that?
What does that
why,
mean?
Let's
You're a
right
little
out of the
bit- how do
gate.
you feel
Well,
punch
just
in the eye,
also
you
the
feel?
podcast is
Yeah.
also sponsored by.
They have glasses now. You can wear them because you're blind.
That's true.
I can't believe he lost his sense of sight.
I lost my sight. Blaine,
Entirely.
I can't see that far.
I'm right
Why-
here, Trevor. I'm here for you.
What-
He's touched me and he's shown me his underwear immediately.
What is partially colorblind? You see like just yellow?
Whoa, that'd be cool.
That's
though.
extremely
for like a
colored.
day.
I feel like Predator. Like
Yeah.
I
Like
think
what
it
is
means
you
like
get,
you like there's certain colors you have a hard time distinguishing
Yeah.
between.
which ones do you have a hard time with?
Well, there's like red-green colorblind, which is very typical, and then there's like a more rare case, which would be like blue-purple colorblind. I'm mostly red-green. It's just subtle shifts.
Could you join the army?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I think it's-
maybe I can't.
no, it's the Air
I'm blind.
But you can't
Don't
be
draft me.
You can't be a pilot in the Air Force because I think you need to be able to have like perfect vision for that.
Yeah.
But there's actually cases where the military, it's useful to have people that are colorblind because they can
Don't
recognize
say that.
patterns and like they'll be able to spot camouflage more easily than a person that can
so
see.
you
full
so you have like a
So when
I'm like
Trump
a-
takes us to war with North Korea,
Yeah, I'm like a polar bear.
it'll be like what's that one superhero who can't see but he can like hear
Daredevil.
Daredevil. It'll be like Daredevil, but you'll be just like colorblind in the army.
like the worst
spotting
Daredevil.
snipers.
It's the
Yeah.
worst superpower ever.
He's like risk lad. He can see slightly worse than normal, but his hearing's average. There's nothing beneficial to
My
that.
favorite colorblind story ever with Trevor is I was just back in Indiana visiting his family, and we were watching old home movies. And there was a movie of him and his relatives doing like a Easter egg hunt, and they each had different color eggs. So like each could be looking for different color eggs. And Trevor had green eggs, but it was like outside
Yeah, we're
in the
doing
forest, so he couldn't find the green eggs within the green trees and the grass.
Yeah, it was bad. And like on the video, they're pointing, my sister and her, they're watching, they're like, yeah, it's right there. And my parents in the video, it's like 96 or something, making fun of me because I can't see it. It's right below my feet. And on camera, they're like, oh yeah, I can see it. I'm like, you could see it? I couldn't see it on the video.
Yeah,
You have
now.
video footage of the moment where your family realized that you
No,
were colorblind.
they didn't realize. They just made fun of me.
Oh, cool.
They were
wasn't
also
until I
still
needed
laughing at him
contacts.
in the video.
Yeah, it wasn't until I needed like glasses that they handed me have you ever taken like one of those dot tests, like the colorblind
Yeah.
test that has numbers in it? Yeah, they just handed that to me for free while I was waiting, like just for fun. And I was like, oh yeah. These don't have anything. And mom's like, oh, come on, this says 27 in there. I'm like, what? No, it just says nothing. And the doctor's like, my God.
When you
God.
found out, or
The
when your
eggs are
mom-
making
when you found out and when your mom found out, was it like really sad, or were you just like, oh,
No,
shit?
I mean, my uncle's got it. My grandpa had it. And it's, so she probably passed because I guess females don't exhibit symptoms.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, oh, that makes sense. But I feel terrible that I didn't know until you were like
How do females
sixth
not
grade.
exhibit symptoms of colorblindness?
I don't know.
Wait, so only men can be colorblind?
No.
No, it's like a rare
It's
instance
more
that females
common.
can be colorblind.
Yeah, it's more
But
common in men than it is in women.
Yeah.
Thank
Maybe you're just
God.
a more perfect species.
Perhaps.
Just different.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Aren't there more women in the world than men? Like it's like
Slightly, yeah.
50.8% versus like,
Unless it's China.
Rebel men, fight the women.
and then in China, yeah, I think there's 70 million more men than women,
Oh wow.
which is terrifying because there must be a lot of lonely people there.
Oh yeah. Or like lesbian heaven, and they're just like, this is the best. You know,
Wait, why would that be lesbian heaven?
gay guy heaven is the
It
best.
could be any
I
heaven.
totally
We
misheard.
went the opposite
Oh,
direction.
dear.
Well, it's funny because we were trying to design a shirt, and I thought it'd be cool if we had like a shirt that just had a big colorblind thing here. I don't know what it would say because God, I wouldn't be able to see it. But Tobin sent me a design. He was like, here's like a mood board. Here's some ideas to get started. Like we're looking for like a hoodie in Q3, Q4. And I'm like, cool. And he sent like a colorblind swatch in the bottom left. It doesn't matter where it was. And I was like, oh yeah, I was thinking about doing like a colorblind thing because that's that. I mean, they look cool. If you do the design right, they
Yeah.
can look cool. But I was like, but I could see. I'm. It's funny because I'm colorblind, but I can see that one. It says 27, right? And he's like, it says 81. It's like, oh.
Trevor's
I
like,
get that. You missed part
yes,
of the
I like this design. It looks very good.
Well,
Great job.
It's funny because the results of that one are if you have red, green, colorblind, you see that number, and if you have normal vision, you see a different number.
Oh,
And if
wow.
you have monochrome, which some people have, like you were saying, you were asking, some people see in grayscale, like they see only shades of gray.
I thought that was dogs.
Well,
I thought-
dogs do too, perhaps.
That's
I
what
thought that
50
was
Shades
the
of Grey
castle
is
that
actually
talked to
that
about.
He-Man gets his power from.
He-Man? Go on.
Castle Grayscale.
All right, get off the podcast. So glad we invited you.
It's actually
on.
Castle Grayskull, so don't fucking freak out on me,
What?
nerds.
I want to leave a strongly worded comment about that.
I want to
joke.
watch He-Man right now. Sorry, what were we?
Have you ever cosplayed as He-Man?
No, but I did run across a guy who's cosplaying as He-Man at like a New York Comic Con, and I got a picture with him, and I was super excited.
You astound me.
Or was he? No, he was Conan the Barbarian.
We had a
This is embarrassing.
we had a debate on Sunday
This
about
is yesterday,
yeah, about who would be what Disney, like, you know how they have the
character.
Disney
the
World.
characters in Disney World, and it's like who is what.
Yeah.
Well, we were all
Like
here,
Wes-
so I'm just repeating conversation.
Well, it all spurred from the fact that there's Hercules on the TV.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're playing Hercules at
Or Frank.
Why
at
not?
Frank, but they were. Never going to complain about that because it's like one of my favorite Disney movies.
Hell
But
yeah.
we were arguing that Blaine would make a great Hercules, and I don't know why you've never done that as a costume before.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't think I'd be tall enough for like the actual Disney people.
but just like
How tall do you have to be?
Halloween or something.
I don't know. They have like they're pretty strict on like height stuff, like in limitations and stuff. I know that much. But I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to cosplay something.
There's just like so many good cosplay opportunities for you that you haven't done. So I'm very surprised. Like, what have you done? Have you done any?
Nathan Drake, and that was it.
That was
yeah.
that costume you did with Alana, right?
Yeah,
She was
She was Lara Croft,
from
like
Tomb
old Lara
Raider.
Croft, old school Lara Croft.
Did she do the little like pointy boobs?
No,
You have the
she just has
polygons?
regular perfect boobs.
Regular, average, perfect boobs. Run of the mill.
Well, like I don't know what happens, but every Halloween comes around and I just like I miss out. You know, like I'm traveling or I'm in another country or something. Like something happens to where I just don't have the time to put around a Halloween
It
costume.
always creeps up on me.
I was in Denver
missed,
last year.
I missed Halloween this year because I was in Europe, and I got back like the Saturday afternoon of Europe.
I remember that trip so vividly because this was right after RTX London, right?
Yeah.
Where Bethany and I went to Rome for like a week.
Mhm.
And I remember asking you, like, are you going anywhere after RTX? And you're like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, well, did you plan on going anywhere? You're like, yeah. You're like, I didn't like get my return ticket until like 2 weeks later. And I'm like, you're going to go around Europe by yourself for 2 weeks? Like, that's bold and also terrifying because we went to Fiji a couple of years back and having Chris with us was like having a 6-year-old with us.
Lost.
That was just like, and that's like part of Chris's charm that he likes to just like wander off and do his thing. But when we're all trying to do things as a group, we'd have to be like, Chris, over here.
Didn't you like misbook like
Okay.
a hotel?
Yeah, maybe I had a couple
Okay.
screw ups, right? But overall, it was a very good trip.
What was your screw up, Chris?
Well, so my first night after RTX London, as I was booking my hotel because I was going to fly out to Berlin the next day, and I found a really cheap hotel that was like close to the train station, and then I
Always
booked
a good
it.
sign.
And then I'm looking for and then I go to like figure out what the trains I need to take to get to it, and then I realize it's not in the right city, and it was so I think it was confusing because the name of the city was also the name of like the train station or something. I don't remember. Liverpool. It was like
Yeah.
Liverpool Station.
Liverpool.
But it wasn't in Liverpool.
The opposite
No.
side of the country.
So I booked the hotel in Liverpool.
You're an insane person.
No, I'm just. So I just had two.
Maps.google.com.
I figured it out. I got 2 rooms that night. So I got one in London and then one in Liverpool.
So you couldn't cancel the other room?
Well, no, because it was a 24-hour notice, and I'd only booked it that day.
I imagine him standing in London. I bet the view's nice though. Just like up in Liverpool.
But yeah, it was. So it worked out well. Let's see. I booked everything else. I survived.
I feel like I didn't hear enough about that trip.
What do you want to?
I want to know.
What do you want to hear?
Chris's secrets.
Well, okay.
Uh-huh.
You're single, right? And you were single at the time?
Mm-hmm.
So was that trip like a good way to meet girls?
Yeah.
At one point,
Anyone else?
he posted pictures of somewhere in Europe where he was wearing that fucking red bandana on his head. And I know whenever Chris is wearing that bandana, he's trashed and he's like talking to girls.
That's Chris's like adventure bandana.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
like it's Rambo like jumping into adventure.
Yeah,
So-
you started. I think you commented on my Instagram like, take off the fucking bandana. I was like, shut up. No, it was
Have
fun.
you busted around Trevor yet? Have you seen his bandana?
What? You haven't busted that out? Talked to me? Gotten all whatever
No,
Yeah.
adventurous?
no. It's either we be doing something outdoors or getting really
Is it
drunk.
like Tupac where you like get it real slim and then you tie it around so the knot's in the front?
No, I do back knot.
Do you do
back
it where
knot.
like the corner comes down over one of your eyes?
No, but
and
that's
wear
a good
Band-Aid
idea.
under one of the other eyes?
It's a good idea.
Not all of us are blind.
Do you wear it from over your nose down over your mouth like a cowboy? with a
Whenever
cowboy
I'm
hat?
robbing,
When you're robbing?
when I'm on.
Is
when
that
I'm
what you
cheat-
do when you're running around Europe?
When I get drunk
robbing?
enough.
You start robbing?
No, I did. I'm trying to think if I told you. Did I tell you a story about going to the sex club? Did I tell you that story?
Sex club.
Even if you have, I kind of want to
Okay.
hear it again.
So-
I don't think I heard this one.
So I was talking to a friend who lived in Berlin because I was in Berlin. I was like, hey, what should I do in Berlin? And then she sent me a whole list of stuff. She's like, oh, go do here, go do here. And she's like, well, and there's this one place that I think is awesome, but I don't know if you could handle it.
Ooh,
And
challenge.
And then I was like, what is it? I'm down. You know, I was like, at that point, I have to do it. She's like, oh, well, it's this sex club. And she's like, but you'd have to like dress for the occasion. And,
What does that mean?
And that's what she was like. I was like, well, what do I need to? She's like, you just got to dress edgy. and so I was like, so I went and I was like, all right, edgy. So I went to like, I didn't have any edgy clothes. So I went to like I went to a woman's clothing store and bought like a black tank top that was like really tight on me. And then some,
Riding that edge.
and then I got some eyeliner.
Oh, God.
And then I like wore this like really tight black tank top and like gave myself some like, you know, emo band eyeliner.
Yeah.
And then and I think I got some glitter too.
Oh my God.
think?
Why is
I
this
did.
edgy in
You
your
definitely
mind?
did.
I got some glitter. And then
I like how your term of edgy is like emo Britney Spears.
yeah, well,
Did you tight pants? Real tight pants?
yeah.
What were your pants, Chris?
Just like jeans. They were just like, you know, relatively tight
Black
jeans.
jeans.
Yeah. And then so I look up this place and on Yelp and they're like, and it's I went before it opened. I didn't realize it. And then so I'm just like hanging out.
Early bird special.
Yeah, so I'm just like hanging out outside this sex club. And I made sure too. I was like, if I go to it, that doesn't mean I have to have sex with people, right? I could just like hang out. And she's like, yeah, it's whatever, you know. So I go to it, and then like eventually it opens, and it's like I'm just like hanging out, like having a beer or two, and I'm like, you know, I'm like trying to, you know, make friends.
At a sex club.
Well, it's just people. It's just a bar at this point, right? And I'm going out. I'm talking to this one. Everyone. Also, I was overdressed with the black tank top. Most people just didn't have shirts on.
Why didn't you take your
Most
tank top
people
off?
Well,
Totally
I did
naked.
eventually. I did eventually take off my
When he
my
was
tank
having sex at the
No,
sex
I didn't have sex. But I was talking to this one dude, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a good place to come hang out. You know, it's like I come here all the time." And
What
I was
accent is that?
like, "That's
Arnold?
sort of German." And we're just talking, and like he's like super friendly. He's just like big, like shirtless, hairy dude.
Call those bears.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'm like, cool. And he's like, all right, I'm got a drink with my friends, but I'll see you later. And I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'll see you later. And he's like, oh, if you see me, I would be wearing this. And he like puts on like this like black leather pig face. And he's like, oh, see you later. And then like later on, like people are dancing, and I see this like black leather pig guy dancing. He's like, oh,
Oh yeah, it's me. Yeah,
Was
but,
he worked there?
no, he's just hanging out.
a regular.
Yeah.
See, that's what she meant by edgy.
Yeah, like more like leather
Leather pig.
leather pig, I guess. But it you know, like I made out with someone.
Ooh.
And then yeah, so I was dancing with this one girl, and then you know she gets closer, she starts making out, we're making out, and then like kind of push, you know, like lean back into like a little like sitting area, and then she starts choking me, like out of the blue. And she,
Like full on choking or like sexy choking?
Well, I mean, they're kind of the same.
His feet were off the ground, so I mean,
I guess it depends who you are.
Yeah, I mean, she just went choky.
Double-handed?
Could you breathe?
Well, no, I mean, not really, but that's kind of the point of it. So she starts choking me, and then I was like, I could, after she stopped, I was like, do you want me to choke? And then I like, choke you now? And she's like, yeah, choke me. So now I choke.
That's
so
how
you're both like lifting each other off the ground.
Yeah.
At any point, were you afraid you'd end up in a film like Hostel or Saw?
No,
Yeah.
Where
no,
your
it was all
foot was
very
chained to a pipe.
It was all
Was
very
this the first hooker that you've ever killed?
No.
Or-
No, it was just like, and that was it. Like I didn't do anything. I made out with a girl and then she choked me, and that was about it.
Nice.
So you didn't like take her home or anything?
No. I was.
I feel like if he did, he wouldn't tell us on the podcast.
She carried him home.
You're
and laid him
absolutely
down
right. Even if
softly.
I did, I wouldn't tell it. But I didn't.
Okay.
All I did was choke.
Yeah, man.
Get choked and make out.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Sure.
I saw because there were people just like naked.
Oh,
Like fully naked.
Yeah, fully naked. And
Were they at least wearing shoes?
I think
Good
so.
question.
I wasn't really looking at their feet.
Nice.
But I didn't actually see anyone having sex. There were people like
false
Are
advertising.
there like rooms?
well,
or
it was like a
something?
Wednesday night, right? So it's like not
Oh,
full.
yeah,
But if
Wednesday
it's a-
night's my night off.
Yeah. I'm sure there are people having sex, but it was a big old like thing. I was just mostly just like, to me, it was like I'm in Europe, and this is going to be an interesting story.
You
So
said
I'm
it was
going to go.
Berlin, right?
Yeah, it was in Berlin.
I feel like that's like kind of a must see when you go to.
That's what everyone said. It's like, oh, Berlin, like there's like crazy like clubs and sex clubs. Like you should go to this.
I do like how you're like, oh, people weren't having sex because it was Wednesday. That's like saying like I went to an ice cream shop on Wednesday, but they weren't serving ice cream.
Well,
Like, it's a
people were
fucking-
fooling
it's a
around.
fucking sex club.
Yeah.
Sex is for the weekends.
I mean, I'm sure people had sex too, but there's like different layers and rooms and stuff. So I was probably just like getting choked while someone else was boning, and I missed out.
I heard from a friend who went to Berlin for like Gamescom or something, or wherever Gamescom is, and there was like a multi-floor sex tower where the higher the floor level you went, the weirder the sex got. And it sounded like really exotic and fun, but it also sounded like a video game. Where it's-
Yeah.
We have to make our way to the top. yeah.
You worked your way through every floor.
You like, I fucked this level. Now let's go to the next.
The
or something.
rooftop's the boss level.
No one's ever gone all 37 floors in one night.
What would be on floor 37?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just Chris.
the guy with the pig mask.
Yeah,
Chris with his tank top.
Oh, hey,
Chris
you're
getting
here.
choked.
God,
It's like,
did you see it?
He starts choking you. Floor 37.
I was hoping you would say that in the story, like as soon as the girl heard your American accent, she was just like, no, just like walks
Or
away.
she just like lessens her choke.
She's like, oh, I better loosen.
The Americans can't
Or
take
she
it.
starts strangling more. It's like,
Yeah.
American.
She's like, fuck Trump.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should take lots of pictures, videos.
I took a lot of pictures and videos. I
I
didn't
find
do.
that if I don't do that, I'll forget my life.
Yeah, I took a lot of pictures and videos, but I didn't post a lot.
Yeah.
I kept it more for myself.
Oh,
Is
we
that the
found
bandana?
we
Oh,
found
there
Chris's
he is.
bandana.
Were you drunk at work? That's all
No,
636.
that was me. That was the old Joe the Cat.
Joe the cat shirt, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, so that's why you had the party hat on, the party
Yeah.
bandana. Also, I just noticed we had Home Slice. Is that from the new one,
It is. I'm getting a nod.
dude?
Do you want some?
gentle-
Well, yeah, I
nods.
kind of do because I missed out. Well, I'll wait. Yeah.
So something that we talked about this week, which I thought was really interesting, was the casting for the new It movie. I sent a link over to Broadcast, but
We
something
found that
you
out.
were so excited about was the guy from the Old Spice commercials.
Isaiah
yeah.
Mustafa. We were all wasted at Barbarella's, and I like checked Twitter, and it was like, "Oh my god, Old Spice guy!" And then I started showing everybody at the bar, and they were like, "Yeah!" And it was like, "It rules."
what?
What is it? What are you talking
It's
about?
awesome.
It's the best. What?
Yeah, the casting.
Who's on third?
The casting is on point.
Yeah.
For that movie. All the actors look like people have like subtle like uniqueness about their face, right? That you can tell. But the actors that play the adults have those same exact like features as the kid.
What other flavors do we have?
Chocolate.
I'm just curious.
Chocolate pizza.
Wait.
Cheese. Okay.
Sorry, you call pizza flavors?
Yeah. Toppings.
Genre.
No.
Genre.
What other?
I'm
What
with Blaine.
chapter of pizza are we on?
If you're trying to say it like quickly, I would say what flavor
Thanks,
of
Meryl.
pizza?
Toppings. What else? Like what other ones?
What toppings you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What flavors you got? I don't know.
Flavors to me, it's like that's like what flavor of popsicle. It's like
Like vanilla,
or ice.
cherry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or sex club.
Or sex club.
If you're like
A lot
5
of
or 10
flavors
years
in there.
older, you could play that kid, the funny kid.
Oh, they got Finn Wolfhard.
No, the funny one, the little funny one,
They're all funny.
They're all. Yeah, it's good, right?
the one with the broken arm.
Oh,
Who's got the broken arm?
I don't know, but Finn Wolfhard plays like a kid with like a really dirty mouth in that movie.
Yeah.
Is Bill Hader playing his?
Yes.
so, yes.
And I think it's Bill Hader who's cast for that kid. But
Isn't there
he,
fucking- yeah,
that is the coolest fucking name in existence, I think.
Wolfhard?
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
Is
that one of those
hard,
Hollywood names?
Hard or heart?
Wolf soft.
Hard?
Wolfhard.
Wolfhard.
Wolf hard.
What?
That's what Chris was in that sex club.
That was Wolfhard.
Wolfhard.
Or pig hard.
I don't think a wolf doesn't get choked. A lamb gets choked. Chris. He'd be like lamb soft.
Lamb
Lamb
soft.
chop.
Lamb chop.
Lamb
Chris
hard.
lamb
Lamb
chop.
hard. I guess lambs get hard. No, wait, no, lambs are
I mean,
all
I
females.
imagine they would have. Wait, what?
What?
How, no, wait,
All
what am I
lambs are
thinking?
females.
Are you trying to think of sheep versus lambs?
Sheep versus lambs.
Is that a thing?
Is the sheep all females?
I think they're
smoking?
aren't they just different animals?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm hearing no confirmation. I think
Just
they're just, I don't have a
smiles.
laptop like Bernie
Well,
or
it's
Gus
like
usually
the-
does.
There's chickens and then there's cocks,
Roosters, yeah.
right? Or roosters, right?
And like
Cows
cows,
and
and
bulls.
bulls.
well, yeah. So it's I don't know what the sheep are.
Now I feel I might be an idiot because I thought they were just different animals.
Just sloths and sleuths.
What are we getting? What's
right?
the
Yeah.
verdict? You could say it out loud.
Lambs are baby sheep,
Lambs are baby sheep.
So they're
Well,
like
lambs
puppies.
were-
and sheep are the species, and then it's ewes.
Sheep are the
Sheep's the
species,
Female is the
and ewes.
Mm.
ram is the male.
Ram, male.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I know shit about animals.
I'm just glad you didn't get hung upside down a bathtub with some crazy woman in a robe doing a ritual with a scythe. You know what I mean?
No.
Have you seen Hostel 2? That's
I
how it
haven't.
opens. I think
say,
maybe that
sounds
was
like a-
Hostel 3. I don't remember. Or chained to a pipe with a saw and a tape player and a man laying next to you.
You guys, this is right. Are you going to see Hereditary? Have you seen it?
I don't know.
You
if I'll
saw
see
it, right?
I
that.
saw it with Wes and Alyssa and Tobin
Yeah.
yesterday.
I assume you didn't like it because you didn't tweet about it.
I was fucking hungover as shit.
Oh.
So my head was throbbing. Not a great like mindset to be going into a movie viewing experience with, especially a movie like that. But like it was basically a love letter to The Shining. And I just left. I was like, literally when the credits hit, I said, fuck this movie. I was so pissed.
Why?
It was so slow. And it was great. The cinematography and all of it was so awesome. The performance is really good. And they had this dude from Usual Suspects in it. And I haven't seen him in years. And I love that actor. But it was just like, God, it was so fucking masturbatory. It was like the director was just like jerking off right off frame. And it pissed me off because it was just, I don't know. There was some like really unnecessary like gore and violence that I was just like, this isn't.
I have zero interest in seeing that movie.
Yeah, that trailer just was unsettling. So I was like, yeah.
It was
that's kinda-
unsettling the movie. There were moments where the sound design where it's like they would just be pulsing and be like, oh, whoa, 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 just in the background
Really?
throughout like 10 minutes of a scene. You just be like, oh my God.
Well, settle something for my little brain then, because the only other trailer that's really like unsettled me like that to the point where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to see this. Maybe I'll see it if it comes to HBO or something like that or Netflix. But like, was Mother.
Yeah.
Like, the trailer was like all the plucking violins
That's
and
one with
stuff
the
and like the
Jennifer
quick
Lawrence.
cuts, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening or what this is all about. Yeah,
I
Jennifer
didn't
Lawrence.
see Mother because I heard it was dog shit. And based on the description of why people didn't like that, I'm assuming that you could apply the same criticisms to this.
Sure.
Because I was in a discussion and someone was like, God, it evoked an emotional response. And I was like, a dude flashing his penis at me would evoke emotional response. That's not art.
Startle.
Like, you know.
Go to the sex
What's-
club. You'll get, you'll get an emotional response.
What's interesting about the internet, and as more people have more voice and like their voices go further because of the internet, like it's so interesting to listen to people talk about movies like Hereditary because I will see the like 180 of opinions.
Yeah.
I will see the full spectrum from waste of time, hated everything about it, wasn't scary, wasn't a horror
Well, that was
movie.
like Mother.
Huh?
People had like the
Well,
most
it's like everything.
Totally
polarizing.
polarized.
Like all movies seem to have that now. I mean, people have different tastes, right?
Yeah, that's
Different
true.
flavors.
I guess not as like vastly polarizing as those two movies have been.
I suppose, yeah.
What are you doing?
You have pizza on your face.
Don't lick your lips. Just tell me a pizza on my face.
Well, I was trying to be quiet.
It looked like you were trying to like, you wanted to make out. You're like, and I was like, Chris, what are you doing?
I'm trying to be subtle, saying, "Hey, you have pizza all over your face. Just lick
think
your
about
lips."
Sex Club.
He's gonna take you in a corner and choke you somewhere.
Chris, are you gonna? Do I need to
No,
get my
you're fine.
neck guard? I'm not gonna say that it was absolutely like the worst thing ever. Again, I was in like kind of a bad mood when I saw it, and there was some really amazing things about it. But overall, it was
I
just
heard
like,
the mother in that Hannigan. What's her name?
Wes,
Toni Collette.
Yeah.
Why did I say like Allison Hannigan? I don't know why. I heard she was amazing.
She's pretty good.
I heard her performance was like Oscar worthy.
That being said, I looked over to Wes and Alyssa was like, I hated that mom. She was like offended. She's like, I hated her. I was like, all right, calm down.
I can't even watch the trailer for that movie. The first time, I think Trevor and I saw it when we were watching a different movie.
Was it Quiet Place that it played in front
I
of?
think so, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where I saw the.
And I remember,
I think so.
like the whole time, I was like I had like a chill in my bones. Like
the whole theater was like,
clicks.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Both of us looked at each other
Put
and
that
we're like,
away.
no.
It was a very good representation of the movie. Yeah. I mean, like,
Interesting.
I don't want to shit all over it, but yeah, it was just like I did not have a great time, and my head was like, I walked out and was just like,
What's the
pissed.
running time? Like, how long is it?
Dude, it felt like 4 days. I'll tell you that.
That's a bad sign.
If you weren't hungover and you actually knew the running time, what
I
would it
think
be?
if I had to take a guess, it'd say 2 hours and 5 or 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That's a long.
That's long.
horror
Yeah.
movie.
It could be
Especially, for horror.
what is it at actually? Can anybody check
We
for
could
me?
probably look it up.
Hereditary runtime.
just like, hey Siri, what is?
Boom!
Wow.
2 hours 5, 2 hours 15. I
That was
call
like
it.
right in
startled me.
between.
Sorry.
You gave me an emotional reaction.
Yeah. But aside from that, man, I'm not having a fun time with alcohol lately. I just like I don't know if I enjoy drinking.
Well,
it
we
as
all
much.
went out Saturday night because Kib and Sammy Joe from Sugar Pine 7 were in town.
Lovely people.
And we're like, let's go out because we never go out downtown anymore. We went downtown to a bar, drank, and then went to Barbarella's, which was probably the mistake. And it's funny because your whole description of that sex club sounded like a night at Barbarella's.
Yeah, it really wasn't that much different, except there were more naked people and some people like
More
getting
naked people.
blowjobs.
Yeah.
And more leather. But yeah,
Barbarella's is a dance club, I guess you would call it.
yeah, that sex club was it was very much just a dance club.
Yeah.
Where
And I feel like Barbarella's is the place that people go to if they are very drunk or want to be very drunk.
yeah.
There was a
'Cause
place
it's-
back at Purdue where I went to college that was just like Barbarella's because I'd heard plenty about it. I just hadn't been there until like this weekend. It's called Where Else, and no one goes there until it's like the end of the night and they're blasted.
Yep.
Like that's where they end up because like where else?
It's
right?
like Barbarella's because it's the only bar that's open, I think, till 3.
Yeah.
in
There are a
Austin.
couple, but I think
It's like one of the
one of the few that stays open past 2.
So like around 1:30, 1:45,
let's go to
a couple
bars
minutes
and
before
keep partying.
everything closes, there's like a
Yeah.
huge line.
They also have like it's a huge venue and there's like really good music. So
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that you guys got that drunk that night.
I think I hide it pretty well. But I was blasted. And then fucking Kib was like, pickle shot? Or was it pickleback? He got you to
It's called
drink it.
Pickleback. Yeah, and I fucking hate pickles.
Yeah. Well, I love pickles.
I love whiskey. You all hated whiskey. I like the whiskey.
So
I
we're
hate
on
the pickles.
Opposite ends of the
I should
spectrum.
have taken the pisco.
Why didn't you do
pickle first.
two whiskey shots and they could do 2 pickle shots?
my pickle? I'll take the back.
But basically, you take a shot of whiskey and you take a shot of pickle, and I was
Pickle
like, "That
juice.
sounds
Yeah.
pickle juice." And I was like, "Oh, that
You
sounds like dog
just
shit."
swallow the whole pickle.
Yeah, a shot of like pickle shots.
It's like a reverse.
It's just
shit,
relish.
like going down your throat. Wasn't bad. It totally like I hate drinking whiskey. I'm not the type that like, this is gonna full body. I'll be like, smooth. You know, like I don't sip alcohol. So I took the shot
It was
and
a
took the pickle,
shot.
and it just like canceled each other out perfectly.
Do you remember that whiskey tasting we did? Like 3
Oh,
years ago or
It's like
something?
a Johnny Walker sponsored thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah. I
That
did-
was really fun.
Oh my God. And they picked Blaine up in a limo.
Yeah, because they picked everyone up. It was some like fancy thing where they were like trying to promote Johnny Walker. They picked everyone up, but we all like multiple people in one like SUV.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think there was like a few groups. There was 8 people total. So like they picked up like 3 people one place, 4 people another place. And I think like Blaine was the only one getting picked up from his place.
I was like East Riverside at the time, so you guys were all I think north.
Yeah, and so we just carpooled in like the cars that they picked us up. But
Yeah.
Blaine came, and he was also the last to arrive. We all had like town cars and stuff that they picked us up in. They picked up Blaine in a stretch
Full
limo.
stretch limo.
Just Blaine, only Blaine.
And then like not only that, but when we pulled up, there was like a huge line of everybody else that was trying to get in for general admittance, and we were like there with Barbara, who had like the connection. So I pull up late, and I'm just like, you know, just felt like such
And then
a fucking
and you're
asshole.
like, what? You guys didn't get limos? And we're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We got because we just had a bartender who was just making drinks for us the whole night.
Yeah, we had our own little.
We all got very, very drunk.
Yeah.
Very, very drunk.
We didn't all get very
well,
drunk.
some of us got very, very
Some
drunk.
of us know how to pace ourselves and control ourselves.
Just say Chris whipped out the red bandana that night.
Yeah. I remember me and Miles were walking around because they also had little stations where you could try like little whiskey tasting stations. So then me and Miles were like, let's go check out the stations. So we're like going and we're like tasting out all the little whiskey things, little glasses, and we get to one and it's like the most expensive Johnny Walker there is. It's like, you know,
It was like a 50-year-old bottle of Johnny
yeah, it's
Walker.
like $500 a bottle or something. And then
Oh, more than that.
and then so she like pours things and hands me the little thing, and then I take a sip of it, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, this is the smoothest whiskey I've ever had in my life.
That's what I find about the more expensive
And then
ones,
she was like, that was water that you just drank.
Oh my god.
And I was like, well, it's great. It's great.
Smoothest
Like,
water I've ever
she's
Give
had.
me another.
this is the whiskey, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's strong.
I was just gagging that whole night.
I always find like the more expensive ones are the smoothest ones.
Well,
Well,
yeah, they're more expensive.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but I mean like
There was an actual like a legitimate. It was like the first bottle of Johnny Walker ever. And I remember like I think it was Chris or someone who was like, I'm gonna go get a drink of that. And it was like in a glass case, and there was like a security guard and like rope stanchions around it. And he's like, I'll take a I'll take a drink of that. And he's like, we're not serving this, dude. Like he's just like, get the fuck out of here.
it's just protected.
well, I'm gonna go get some of that really nice whiskey I had earlier, the water one.
Ozarka.
I remember that was hard though because they're like you could bring yourself and 7 friends, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know how to pick 7 people because then I always feel like I'm leaving someone out or like hurting someone's feelings.
That's how I ended up there, because I was just like,
Yeah, I was like, I can't let Blaine's feelings be hurt, so I have to invite him.
yeah. And then I showed up in a limo.
I imagine you get up like in the front seat of the limo. Like, oh, there's a limo here. Who is it? Blaine, you're sitting in the front. Like, what is wrong with you?
I had my head sticking out the window.
He just wanted to see the little, what's it called, partition that
He
comes
just,
up
yeah,
and
he
down.
just wanted to play with that button for the window.
Do you guys ever ridden a limo?
No.
Twice.
I did it
No,
once.
4 times.
When I was a kid in Lubbock, they had this thing that was like, do y'all have like accelerated reader where you read books and take tests and you get points?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I have no idea what that is.
Anyway, they had a thing where it's like you read a book and then you take a test on it, and the length of the book and the difficulty of the book would give you a certain number of points, and you had to get so many points every 6 weeks or whatever, month or whatever. But then also there was a contest within the schools, whoever get the most reading points. And then
With theirs, they incentivized us with like you could turn in your points for tickets,
prizes and
you get
stuff.
Prizes,
and
yeah.
the top prize for the most points was like the top 2 people in each grade got to go on like a limo ride to like a pizza place, and so that was I got to go to a limousine to like a pizza place in Lubbock, Texas.
I always forget that you were valedictorian.
So I was salutatorian.
Salutatorian, sorry. It always strikes me as like, oh,
What's the-
how dumb was this
what's
fucking
the-
school? I also had a realization. We were at the pool the other day, and like we're talking about like, oh, you know, like our relationships with our bosses and stuff. And like Kid was talking about like, yeah, like, you know, his relationship with his team and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like my relationship's great. Like me and Chris get along good, but we also have like a good boss relationship. And I was like, isn't that right, Chris? And you're like, you pick on me.
I found out the other day that Blaine farts a lot in the office.
You just now only found that out?
Well, I mean, I know that, but I found out that Chris has a tactic that he uses on Blaine to stop him from farting in the office.
I have a spray bottle.
You got a little spritz bottle? He's like, your cat?
If he, yeah,
Down,
works.
Blaine.
It used
it's gotten a little out of control. It's gotten a little out of control.
I stole the water bottle from him, and now I just spray him at random.
Every time you fart,
No, yeah. Or whenever he farts, I
He's
give him like an empty bottle. Just like,
It's gotten out of hand. I need a new system because it's not stopping the farting. That's for damn.
what about like an electric collar?
Oh,
I wouldn't be opposed. That would be funny.
a collar?
That makes me sound like I'm like into choking or something. So maybe I shouldn't
Well,
jump
So
back.
is Chris, so it's all good, man.
join the club, the sex club.
Oh shit.
Who do we? Sorry.
Just put a little perfume in it, though, like, and then you spritz them. It's annoying, but he's
Oh.
also, it fixes the smell.
like-
Oh, that's a good
Air
Yeah.
freshener.
Lysol.
Just spray him in the face with some
Right in
Febreze.
the eyes. Yeah. Why were you looking at me when you were talking about farts? You trying to like pick up this tactic or something?
Maybe you.
Why?
I
Why would you
actually.
do
I
this?
think I fart more than you.
You definitely do.
Oh, you guys tooting from each other?
Maybe
Oh,
she
yeah.
wants me to spritz her.
Man, Alana's never farted for me. 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, but you guys are
She's
also.
building up a huge one for you. It's enormous.
She's been holding them all in until now.
Just-
Do you fart in front of her?
No, I'm. a
so you
gentleman.
can't complain.
Blaine, how do you not fart in front of
I
her?
absolutely farted.
Okay, good. I was like,
She,
there's no
like-
way you could hold them in that long.
There's been like almost breakup worthy moments where to admit something, I don't like being big spoon because the hair gets in my face and it's just kind of uncomfortable. So I'm a little spoon, but we call it we call it jetpacking because it's cooler that way.
more endearing.
So she jetpacks me, and sometimes I might fart in my sleep, and she'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like she'll be like, "Oh."
Oh, because then it
The
probably
jetpack-
travels like up her stomach, like into her face.
Oh, that's the real jetpack. God, man.
I sleep like a baby though.
I bet
Something's
you
wrong
do.
with the exhaust
Yeah.
system.
It's backfiring.
Do you sleep? Do you fart in your sleep, or
Yeah.
just okay?
Yeah.
Does it ever wake you up?
I don't think so. I get night terrors a lot though,
And then you fart as like a way to protect yourself.
Yeah, I'm like a skunk. I
Well,
just,
isn't that like a survival tactic where animals like shit themselves when they think they're gonna die because it like
scares the smell?
Well, I know.
it like makes them like lighter?
Makes
or
them lighter
something,
so they
or-
can spring off the
sprint
ground.
away?
No,
I know,
definitely not
I
that.
feel like I'm talking out of my ass 99%.
No, you're not. Like
Just
sexual
fart.
predators, they also say that if you like soil yourself, that there's like,
Yeah, well, it's like frogs.
Yeah, oh,
you ever
yeah.
picked up a
but some people
frog?
like that
The
shit.
frogs or toads, or
Literally.
you pick them up, they piss immediately, and then you drop them.
Yeah.
you got frog piss.
It's a tactic.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why you fart in your sleep during your night terrors
maybe.
because you're almost shitting yourself.
She's trying to pick you up like a frog.
Mystery solved.
Before
I'm getting attacked.
before we were farting in front of each other, this was like I think not even a month into seeing you. I farted so loud in my sleep it woke me up.
You told us at Sydney. I don't think that's
yeah.
a release always open though.
No, but it's you could find a recording online, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, on during the Always Open in Sydney for RTX Sydney, I told a story because we hadn't like talked about how we were dating yet, and I told a story about how I was in a new relationship and I farted myself awake, and how I was convinced that Trevor had heard it but didn't tell me. And so like I'm just this gross person who's like farting in bed without saying anything.
Have you heard it?
No, I didn't hear it. Or I could have said yeah, and then just like, but I'm a gentleman. But now I lost that already. She
Yeah.
already knows I didn't know.
But no, we definantly are farting in front of each other.
Nice.
It's
I was
very
in, like-
nice.
I was in like a 4-year relationship, and I still didn't fart in front of them.
What's wrong with you guys?
I mean, I'm not to say I never farted in over 40 years, but like,
As soon as you broke up, you're like, oh,
but I was still
You lose like
something
20
I would-
pounds.
air.
levitating just to grab onto things. Is
but it was still something I just never wanted to do in front of.
that the one that I met?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. She was out this weekend with us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's from my
Oh, yeah,
hometown.
that was a long relationship you were in.
Mhm.
I feel like
The way that you introduced her was weird. I had to point that out really quick.
how?
You're like, hey, this is so-and-so. We dated for 5 years and then broke up. And I was like,
as if like
nice to meet you.
you have to mention that you broke up because we wouldn't know about someone you're dating currently for 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I feel like with Chris though, he would manage that. Like you would somehow he would manage to keep a secret.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, Chris, you're single, right?
Well, that's
Anyway,
why I had to ask.
move on. Like he'd forget. Oh, a butterfly. You know. Anyway, back to the sex club.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that relationship.
Yeah.
That's why I always have to ask if you're dating anybody now because you're so secretive. I don't know.
Are you secretive, Chris?
Yeah. Oh,
What's the biggest
I
secret?
like to keep stuff personal.
Let's
you know?
not have another 4-year fart-free like session. Why don't let's go ahead and slip a little secret out right now?
I don't have any. I'm not going to go with secret. I'm more open now than I used to be too.
You are.
I am. I
me
just talk.
especially, yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk. Yeah, I was talking to Blaine about stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Like what?
Nothing.
Not even like
My
what?
lips are sealed, man.
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Never mind.
for the post show, perhaps.
No,
No, it
was
will
a
be
really-
for the post
on
show.
the post show.
It's a pretty weird
Now it will
story.
be.
it was a pretty weird story.
Could you give us like a hint?
I can
No.
give you a
Come
number.
on, man.
No.
You don't have to name names
No,
or body parts.
I'm
or-
really not going to tell the story. Anyway, I'm really not going to tell the story
The board. Hey,
Um,
I found that clip.
Oh.
The thing,
of the thing
the RTX thing.
of the art. Oh,
Did you guys hear about the story?
No,
Okay.
I had no idea what the concept
the
of
RTX
RTX.
okay. So
You heard
there's
of
this
RTX,
thing.
right?
Oh yeah,
No,
RTX.
everything.
There's this
Go
thing
on.
that me and Blaine would do at RTX. We've done it for like multiple years, basically
tradition.
since like the second or third RTX. We'd take a camera, a DSLR, and we'd run around and shoot like crowd footage or like just run around like doing like high fives,
Like
with
getting people to chant RTX.
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff,
And if you've seen any clips of RTX where people are chanting RTX, RTX, or anything like that, that was me and Blaine. That was us running around doing that. We went last year and we're like, hey, let's go do that thing where we shoot a bunch of footage and it's fun. And we were like, it's always like finding the right area where you can get a bunch of people. And we were like, oh, we'll go to the top of the escalator.
There's an escalator at the Austin Convention Center. That's the fucking tallest escalator I've ever seen. It's huge. It's like 4-story tall escalator.
I think I might have heard about this.
Yeah.
I think
It was like a force. So we were like, let's go to top escalator and we'll get, everyone chanting RTX, RTX, get everyone pumped and have a great time and get this cool footage. But we miscalculated. We were like too far up the escalator and people weren't really paying attention. So it ended up just being the most awkward elevator ride of our entire life. Should we just show the clip?
Do we have the clip?
Just out of earshot, but you're still going up, and so you're still trying, but louder, and it's
we're
just not
submerging
working?
into the crowd. So the people that wouldn't join us for the chant see us coming for like an hour, and we're just like, ah!
And then we just had to wait because there's nowhere we can go. We're on an escalator.
So is this clip from your perspective or their
This
perspective?
is from my camera phone.
This is okay. You.
This is for us filming it, so you can show it.
Do we have it? Can we roll it?
I sent it to him.
It's really cringy.
Let's roll. Here we go.
RTX! RTX!
No.
RTX! RTX! RTX!
Oh my god,
No one's yelling! RTX!
No one's yelling. Oh.
RTX!
Oh.
Oh my god, flips you off.
This is sad!
Oh.
Dude, it faded out right when I say fuck.
My favorite part is that guy just flipping you
was
off
so-
from down
it was-
there.
There's nothing more perfect than like literally calling out what is making it cringy. Like, no one's chanting. Okay, let's keep trying.
How did no one do anything?
I think everybody's, I don't know, there's something
It was
that
a
happened
weird
that morning.
timing or so. Oh yeah, it was weird timing and there wasn't enough crowd like paying attention. So just like random chanting. I don't
Was
know.
it Friday or Thursday?
This is like the first day. We always do it on the first day.
Okay.
But it's like right before the floor opens, but they just opened the convention center, so people are like lining up for the queues and stuff. But as soon as that had happened, me and Chris are with our two guardians, so they're like witness to this whole thing, as with the other 1,000 of people gathered around staring at us like we're fucking idiots. And like we immediately beelined it towards a back door, and I was like, fuck. I was like, you guys don't tell anybody about this. Chris, delete that fucking footage. It was just like we were
And then
horrified.
Play it on the podcast
Yeah,
for.
play it.
Well, I held on to it because I had the forethought. I was like, this might be funny in a later date.
When you get
but
over
now
it.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It took us like a year.
It was really. It was like thinking about it the whole weekend. It made me sick. I was like,
Well, I have a message for anyone who's going to be at RTX this year. If you see Blaine and Chris doing that, do not chant.
no,
Come on,
Just
we
let
need
them
that
wallow
footage.
in their silence.
no, please.
Perfect.
At least do something funny in return, like boo us or don't boo us.
I'm so
No,
excited for RTX.
look away and say nothing.
No.
One guy,
Flip
and you
them
know
off.
who you are, will flip you off, and then no one else will pay attention. That'd be great.
I'm excited for it too.
Yeah.
Like
Me too.
there.
This is going to be what, the 8th year?
Jeez.
2011, 12, 13.
Well, and I don't know. I'm excited. Some of the things that we're going to show, and I don't know. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
You got a cool idea for a panel that I'm pretty stoked about. Should we talk about?
Oh yeah, sure.
Sex club.
Sex club.
You come in, you choke. Everybody chokes their partner.
Well, just before you
Choke
talk
and
about
get
that
choked.
panel, I just want to mention that we just talked about Let's Play Live coming back to RTX. Or coming to RTX, I think for the first time, because it's been in Austin once, but that was like, I think in February,
The original, yeah.
the OG. That's actually where where I first met the Funhouse guys, was at the first Let's Play Live
Really?
in Austin. Yeah, because they had just joined like that month.
Yep.
But the tickets for Let's Play Live go on sale on Friday at 10 a.m. You need to purchase an RTX weekend badge or a higher tier by 12 p.m. Wednesday to get access to the code to buy a Let's Play Live ticket. So if you haven't bought your RTX ticket and you want to go to Let's Play Live and RTX, you should do that. RTXaustin.com.
Come to both.
Come to both.
The Rooster Teeth live.
But what's the panel that you guys are?
Oh, it was just we're gonna show, if you like cringe material like that last clip, we just basically show it's Chris's idea. It's our old student films from when we were like just dog shit filmmakers.
Oh my god!
And some of them have us as actors and stuff.
Yeah. We did a small version of it at RTX London last year.
Yeah,
I
recognize the panel title from I think that year.
And it was really funny because it was like, I mean, it's just a bunch of people like showing our worst materials, because a lot of people at RTX are like, hey, how do I get into filmmaking, or how do I get into making videos? And you're like,
you start with really
shitty stuff like this, and we actually show it.
Yeah.
And then talk about it, and I don't know, it's just like fun.
I contacted my old film teacher, former Miss Armentrout, now Miss Behringer, and she like immediately got back to me with all my old shitty like videos. From
I've
my
seen
high
some
school.
of them.
Yeah, it's a rough ride, but like I don't know, it's nice seeing the progression in where I was. And
I always like looking back on people's old stuff. Like Trevor, you have an old YouTube channel.
aw,
Yeah.
When did you start uploading content to that?
I've had like a couple that like I've put like test things on. This one, the one that I like have that I rarely use, if ever, is I think I started that the summer before I moved here.
Oh, so it's not that old.
Yeah, not that old. And so I just started like making content, just like get like practice out of it. And most of it's hidden now.
I don't
hid
know.
most of it away.
I don't know where my old stuff is, but I used to make YouTube videos with my friends like in 2006 or something, whenever YouTube first started. And it was always music videos, but we used to do this thing where we would draw eyes on our chins.
Oh, I've seen
and
those.
go upside down.
flip them around.
Yeah, like a lot of people do those videos, but we would do music videos with that and just like mouth the words.
You should come to the panel.
I don't have that. I don't have them anymore. We also so I had like a group of girlfriends, and we used to do like prank videos, and we would call them Jill ass videos
Jill
instead of jackass, because we thought we were clever.
Oh, if you have to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, believe me, this is us at like 13, 14, but I don't know where they are. I feel bad for losing them.
They
I'm sure
probably
they're out there
exist somewhere. You're hiding behind your beer. They exist.
Maybe.
I just deleted my Facebook, and they have a nice feature. The only good feature on Facebook is that you can take your archives. You can archive your stuff and like take it off and
That
stuff.
is nice.
So net neutrality is dead.
Yeah.
Kicked it.
A lot of
Punted it.
requests for us to talk about that. You guys hear about this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Net neutrality.
Oh yeah.
What's the latest?
It's dead.
Officially repealed now. So that's
the thing that's
cool.
going to be
It's no
scary is
good.
people are going to be like, "Oh, nothing's changed. It was all a big thing." But it's a change that's going to happen over time.
Yes.
And the corporations are not going, are not going to make any drastic things suddenly. It's going to be a very small, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time, and all of a sudden, so people don't even realize that their rights
It's
are.
just going to become the new norm at
Well,
that point.
no major changes have happened overnight. I mean, we didn't get from the 50s and 60s where everyone's freaking out about personal privacy to I want to install cameras in my house that are connected to the internet that anyone can hack myself by will. Like we didn't get to there overnight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long until no one cares? Like to your point, like eventually the things that we don't want to happen will happen, right?
Mhm.
It's almost like this subject just kept coming up until it went through. So
It is
like
kinda
how long
scary.
until no one cares?
Even
It's scary because we're like so dependent on the internet and our usage of it, and especially like a lot of our jobs depend on it. So it's not like if they change things we could just be like, well, I'm not going to use this anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
No, it's the internet.
I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is,
Like,
like,
what's going on with you?
even a company
Yeah.
like Rooster Teeth wouldn't have been able to exist
Yeah.
if without net neutrality and the landscape of the internet being like it would be in a net neutrality environment.
Well, it's especially scary because we work in video. We work in like online content. So if
we have our
there's-
own SVOD. And all
Yeah.
that.
If there's companies that, charge you more for streaming video or whatever it is, we could get severely fucked.
Just
Well,
also-
what's scary to me is less like even a company like Rooster Teeth, but the people at like smaller people and individuals who want to try and start something of their own. Like start a brand new site or a brand new like who have an idea for a website or a product or something, but they're limited because of because the way the landscape of the internet.
Yeah.
Like that's what's scary. It's not even like something that's a little more established, like Rooster Teeth, which has been around, but it's like
just
the newer innovation.
Harder barrier to entry.
It also sucks too because I read somewhere that the like video games are being targeted a lot more now because like people are like, oh, there's a direct correlation between video games and violence, which I think is like unfounded and stupid.
If anything, that provides an outlet for people who want to act out on violent ideas
It's
to maybe blow off some steam.
But yeah, now like they're gonna probably throttle like online multiplayer speeds and stuff like that because they're trying to like shut down gaming and stuff. So
I just don't like the idea of bundling and packaging. TV sucks, and I don't like the idea that there's a future where I have to get a social media package with a gaming package with a package that contains Netflix, Hulu, and HBO or something like. And that sounds ideal, right? Because I use all three of those 100%. But it's going to package in a bunch of shit you don't like.
yeah.
Like if you get television, 99% of television is dog.
You want like 5
Well,
channels,
also-
but here's 300.
Yeah.
The whole thing with packaging is what if you like something that's not in a package?
Right.
Then you can't get it.
Then
Or
they
it's
put a
like-
premium on it and then they call it a sports package and they isolate the thing that you wanted cable for example, and they'll do that with internet. Like it's just bad. It's bad for consumers, and there's very few pros for it for like all of
There's
this.
the argument that it's impeding innovation, which is absolute like BS.
Yeah.
It's not that is a like policy that's just been proliferated from like I mean I guess big corporations or
Sure.
I don't know, but it is not. Net neutrality is only good for consumers. It's only good.
It's a safe it's a safety net for consumers. I think the main pro that you would get out of people that looked at it would be the fact that once you get rid of this, there's less government regulation on something, and there's a lot of people that are for less government or no government. I mean, you can't really have no government at this point, but like I get it. Like I don't want enormous government, but there are places and things that kind of need, like that's what the government is there for, to regulate the common things.
To protect your rights, essentially. Is
Right.
What it's like
Right.
the government is there to protect your rights so that these things don't get trampled on.
Right.
And that's what net neutrality is. It's saying, hey, don't mess with people's right to the internet.
Right.
That's
things that everybody uses, from roadways to airwaves. Like,
yeah.
like there needs to be universal flat regulations that basically speak on behalf
So
of the
that
consumers.
people can't manipulate the environment to take advantage of people.
Right.
It's insane. I can't believe it went through that way.
I can.
Well, if you're listening and look at the people who voted for it, and those are people who need to be held accountable.
Speaking of which, did you see what Robert De Niro said at the Tonys?
no.
no, what do you say?
So apparently this was censored across like all of America. So people were like, what did he say? What did he say? Because it like completely took away what he said and showed everyone cheering. But apparently in Australia, they didn't censor it. He, after some speech, he ended it by saying, fuck Trump.
Whoa.
And like the whole like room went crazy cheering, and like, I think some people gave him a standing ovation.
Mm-hmm.
But it completely censored out of the U.S.
Wow, didn't even hear about that.
I think
Yeah.
he banned
crazy.
him from a restaurant chain that he co-owns or something like that.
Robert De Niro?
Yeah, I read the other day.
Like, you can't come into your own house. That reminds me. Did you see that a couple weeks ago? Like Michael Keaton did a commencement speech for. Is that what it is? At a graduation commencement speech for like a
Yes.
for just like a college, like, and then at the very end he goes, and most importantly, don't forget, like, I am Batman or something like that. Like, these 3 words, I am Batman, and then he walked away. It was pretty funny.
Michael Keaton's so cool.
I always want.
He's a great actor too. I'm glad he's still doing stuff. He was a fantastic Vulture.
I'm glad he's coming back. I feel like Liam Neeson was one of those guys that was like similarly like he kind of had a thing going back in the day, and then he just came back. He's like, Star Wars.
I had no idea that he was like a drama and like romance like thespian kind of
and
actor.
then all of a sudden he's like, now I'm an action hero.
Yeah, it's like totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's great in those roles. I mean, he's like definitely getting I'm getting tired personally of him. Like in those roles, it's the same character and it's very similar stories, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible where you're like, again, but then you watch it and they're actually like, it's actually kind of
Are
entertaining.
they still good, those movies?
Dude,
Mission Impossible?
So they only get fucking better.
Really?
There's some really good Mission Impossible.
Is there ever
movies.
going to be an actual mission that is impossible?
Not for Tom
Because so
Cruise,
far
baby.
they've all been possible.
I don't know.
Is there ever a Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh
That's true. There's a lot of those.
my God.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
The
Yeah,
new
like-
one looks fucking cool. Plus, it's got Henry Cavill.
I remember.
Didn't he like break his
Oh yeah, he broke his foot on this one.
foot?
Yeah.
Like
Tommy
doing
Cruise?
Tommy Cruise.
Yeah, you can find the clip online where he jumps buildings and his ankle goes like into the building and slams
They
up.
use it in literally every trailer that I've
Yup,
seen. It's
and-
the last shot that they use. Like they're capitalizing on that one.
They lost like 3 months of production for it.
Yeah. So they're like, we're gonna get the money out of
But
this shot.
I was like, it might have been the last Mission Impossible. It might have been 2 Mission Impossibles ago when they kind of brought it back. But like, I saw him doing a stunt where he's swinging through the air or whatever, and I was like, oh my God, are they actually doing this? Like they're trying to do more and they're bringing it back. And like, eventually I got around to seeing it. I was like, okay, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They,
Like,
a big
like,
part of their
looked at the
marketing.
trailer, like,
Yeah.
all right.
A big part of their marketing is just like pushing the fact that Tom Cruise does the stunt. And this one, I think
Yeah.
he did like his own helicopter flying. Like he like went through intensive classes and stuff like that.
Didn't
and
he
he
just
does
like hang off a helicopter or something?
Yeah,
like
he
that?
did.
Multiple points.
You know Mark Bristol. Do you meet Mark Bristol? He was one of the writer and directors on Day 5, but he does like all the storyboards for Mission Impossible.
Oh, cool.
Like he's like he and I've seen it where it's like he has his drawings and then he'll show the movie and it's like, oh yeah, you drew that movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's neat.
I like to imagine he uses just like magazine cutouts of Tom Cruise. And his sword.
He like can't draw him at all. So
Yeah.
he goes in. But yeah, he hung off like an AC-130 or something, which is just a plane. He hung out the door of that. Granted, he's strapped onto it 1,000 different ways so he can't fall off.
Yeah.
But
But also
still,
granted,
like you're on the outside of a plane as it takes off.
right. And not only that, but like if he had slipped, even with those harnesses, he's getting battered on
Oh,
the side
God,
of this
yeah.
fucking metal plane.
I wonder how much Tom Cruise is like insured for.
Yeah.
Like I've heard of people like insuring their hair and stuff. Like I wonder how much Tom Cruise himself, like if they fucked him
life?
up on one of the like
I mean-
or if he got like seriously injured.
On a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like God, $1 billion?
It's a lot
It's
of
a
money.
lot. I don't
It's a
know.
lot of money.
How much
Chris.
Damn.
how much would you insure me for, Barb?
I don't know, like $42.
I thought you were gonna say 40,000. I was like, okay, that's not bad. $42?
Yeah. I could get like a meal for 2 for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're eating on Chris tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so weak because we can barely reach. That's good. Yeah, but they're gonna have to one up that stunt, aren't they? Like I think in the trailer they had him hanging off a helicopter,
Hanging
something
off
like
a
that,
helicopter.
like flipping around.
Jump in.
Unless this is the last one.
And then the next one, they're gonna have him break his neck, but he won't die. He's just gonna break his neck
And then pop it into place.
and then have to pop it back.
Like
yeah.
regrow like Batman.
Yeah, like Batman.
Wow,
Wait,
that was
what?
horseshit.
Batman.
He regrew his neck?
He
What?
broke
Well,
his
his
back.
back.
And,
Oh,
yeah, because Bane.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I want
He
I
doesn't
want
say
the
that.
last Mission Impossible movie to be called Mission Impossible List.
What if it was just
Impossible.
Mission Possible? Let's all go home, boys. You know, just wrap
done
it up.
We found it.
That's the
We
tagline.
found the
Let's
one
all go
possible.
home, boys.
I think I could talk about this. I saw an early screening of Incredibles 2 last week.
What?
I'm gonna go.
You
Where?
okay?
Where? In Austin.
What?
Yeah. There some people here have like press passes for like early screenings of stuff
Is
because
the
of-
embargo up on that?
I think so. Well, I won't talk specifics, but
Okay.
I'll just say that I saw it. And it was incredible.
Incredible.
What
It
was
was
your
great.
favorite plot point?
Sorry. Of course, you're not going to answer that, but I instinctively was like, no, Disney's going to sue.
Yeah. It was very enjoyable. a lot of people are asking like if it was better or like just as good as the first one. And the first Incredibles movie is like one of my favorite all-time Pixar movies.
Yeah, same.
So it's hard to top that. They do a really good job.
Nice.
I'm excited for it. I'm
Yeah,
looking
me
forward
too.
to it.
Yeah.
We should all see it.
I'm like the Mark Ruffalo to your Don Cheadle, where I just start spouting spoilers and you're like,
That clip makes me cringe.
I know,
so
but I was
hard.
like, but it's also like one of the, it's not like so cringy that you're like, ugh, like your clip, like that was bad. But
Well,
like,
so that-
I mean, like,
Not
the
as
clip,
bad as us.
He's like the clip where you're like, that's kind of funny. Like, cause like, no harm, no foul. Didn't see it. Didn't really spoil it. Cause he's like, everyone's dead. But like,
yeah.
but yeah, it is like professionally like, you
Well,
can't be
also,
saying that.
Nobody saw, like, I didn't hear or see that clip until after the movie was
Yeah,
out.
I think that was the
Like,
thing.
I think Good Morning America like retweeted that exact clip as soon as it had happened, and even Mark Ruffalo is even like, "Can we cut that?"
Don't draw attention to it.
Which is like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Boy,
You
that
think he's
was
just
awkward.
like kidding around though? Like even
I
watching
think-
the
I heard
clip-
it was a joke.
I-
Or
It
they,
coulda-
that people interpreted it as a joke.
I think they interpreted it, but I think it was genuinely a fuck up.
Here's what happened was, I think he was just trying to say, yeah, everyone fucking dies. Like that's, I'm joking, but like totally forgot that a lot of that is or is soon to be true. And
Yeah.
so Don Cheadle took it as the truth and made it real.
Instead
And
of
so
just being
that's
like,
why he
"Haha."
like has that really awkward like, oh God, yeah, you're right.
Like if he had just played it off and been like, ha ha, you know, like then no one would have thought about it. But
Yeah.
then like Cheadle was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God.
But it still looks like he could be just joking around though.
That's the best acting
Close.
I've ever seen out of Don Cheadle. Also. Dude, yeah. I feel like it's Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, they goof up a lot with the spoilers, and I feel like sometimes it's just like, what's going on up there?
It's
that they-
awesome to see Tom Holland next to Benedict Cumberbatch because like he
Dude,
always
I
goes,
love
"Can
Benedict.
I?" He's like, I mean, he's not that young, but he's younger, and he's like, "Can I say like?" And he starts saying, he's like, "No, stop!" Like he just like cuts him off. Like he's like a father figure.
There's like
basically.
apparently a clip of like Oscar Isaac when he's talking about Poe Dameron in Star Wars, and he like actually brings out a cue card and reads the like official thing that Star Wars told him to say, just so that he wouldn't like go
God.
off script or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty funny.
God, with something like Star Wars or even anything Marvel, like I would definitely be super.
I'd
careful.
be
like, I'll be
terrified.
straight up on script.
I would be
I mean,
terrified.
do those actors not get sued for that kind of shit?
I feel like they get fined
I'm sure
or
there's
there's
damages
punishment.
or something. Yeah.
Damages
Because
or also
I imagine
just
they're
like-
under strict NDA.
Yeah.
or just stuff where it's like, oh, this is a danger to cast this person. You know, like it's bad for them.
Yeah, because I mean, even after
Your
that
job security.
Good Morning
Yeah.
America clip with Mark Ruffalo saying that, like, isn't he must be under strict NDA? So wouldn't he get some type of
He's probably fined on it under his contract because they're the ones that pay him, so they can just.
yeah?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
I saw a clip where oh my God, what was his name? It's not Chris Pine, it's not Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Pratt.
That's the one. Was talking about in Parks and Rec whenever he like there was a take where oh my God, what's the other lady's name in Parks and Rec? The
Which
blonde,
one?
the lead.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler. She's fantastic. She opens up the door and she sees Chris Pratt and he's
Yeah.
supposed to be naked. His character's naked.
Yeah.
Well, they did a take where he was actually naked because he wanted to get the like actual
He was
response.
like, I don't feel like I'm getting the actual response I'm looking for, so I got naked.
Yeah, so he took the clothes off and apparently like it got a good reaction. There was a shot that they used, but then the network contacted him and was like wrote him a letter. And they were like also like they had all these terms. They're like, you can't do that again, blah blah blah.
Why is it like a sexual assault type thing?
I
Like,
think so,
Probably.
yeah. But
yeah.
then he was also in the letter. It said like you cannot talk about this letter. You cannot joke about this letter. He was like joking about the letter on like a late night talk show. Like he didn't give a fuck. I think
Yeah.
like they reached a level where they're just untouchable.
yeah. But still, like, you have to get fined or something. Although maybe at that point, like, they're making so much money off these shows and shit that they don't give a shit.
I feel like the networks are too afraid of him that they would just be like, yeah, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I could see the downside of
Like,
that.
tiptoe around him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Amy Poehler's gonna. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for her. I don't think she's gonna like sue Chris Pratt over that because she after the take was like,
Yeah. Well, I
like,
imagine
shocked because it's shocking, but she was like, that was funny.
I imagine she wasn't the one who complained about it. Maybe it was just
I'm sure, like,
people
yeah, the
being overly
producers-
cautious.
I'm sure the producers saw that and immediately like, let's do damage control in case someone wants to
Yeah.
raise assistance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doing
Yeah.
being
Proactive.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to get burgers at iHub after this?
Bro, I almost don't even want to talk about it because this is exactly we're playing into their hands.
I asked today on Twitter of like what we should talk about, and every second response was about
iHub.
iHub.
Do you want
So
to?
should we give a little like rundown?
Yeah.
Not that like anybody's gonna not know, but in case they don't,
I
IHOP,
barely knew.
the popular breakfast chain, or not so popular. has been claiming that they're going to change their name to iHub with a B instead of a P,
Switch the P to a
and
P.
that they were going to like reveal what the B stands for on this date. And I think it was today or yesterday that they revealed that the B was for burgers.
International House of Burgers.
Everyone thought it was going to be International House of Breakfast.
or
Which would
brunch,
make sense.
which would have been a good move. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like everybody's it's the
Aren't
brunch.
they like almost 24/7, or if not entirely
Yeah.
24/7?
They are 24/7.
And it's definitely like they've already had breakfast. Like burgers make sense because it's new and different, but it's also the most underwhelming.
It's also like
event of all
another
time.
burger place.
right? It's like who gives a shit? Like
Yeah.
There's enough places to get burgers. My
Better
favorite
places.
response was the official Wendy's tweet,
Yeah.
which was not really afraid of the burgers from a place that decided pancakes were too hard.
Yeah.
fucking Wendy's, dude. They're on fire.
I think Whataburger also had a really funny response.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it up right now. It says, "As much as we love our pancakes, we never change our name to What a Pancake."
Yeah. I'm convinced that it's not permanent and it was just a marketing tactic.
Yeah. Well, definitely.
Like
think
instead of
about
just
it-
making a tweet being like, "Hey, we serve burgers now." They did all this.
You think
which
about it
is
too, like
interesting.
they have, probably like thousands of branches of IHOP throughout the nation. I don't know, 1,000, maybe.
Probably thousands, yeah.
I don't know if you
Literally
look that up. But like they would have to go and put a new sign on every single one of them.
New sign, new menus, new
Yeah,
No,
branding
dude,
and
just
stuff.
like take out one of the
Overhaul.
screws and the P goes
Yeah, and there was a
right into
apparently
place. Cheap.
Perfect.
there was like people tweeting pictures of IHOP changing the P to a B in some locations, like on signs and stuff.
Oh, really?
But again, I think they just chose like select locations where they knew people would see it and
Photo
take
op.
photos.
Yeah.
I've never had a burger there, and I still will never have a burger there.
Did they have burgers before?
I think so, and I'm not
they?
going to go back.
What an interesting choice to change your name in a way that enters you into the most competitive fast food market.
And to
It's
claim
not
that you're
Taco
the
Bell isn't calling it like, I mean, literally they're outside the bun, but they're not calling it Taco Burger. Like you're not going there for tacos. And then, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get a burger while I'm there.
but
Bernie-
also to claim you are the international house of burgers. Like that is
Bold.
Listen,
That
when
is
I
a
think
bold
IHOP, I think
statement.
That's McDonald's,
they've
if you want.
defined burgers.
Bernie had the best response tweet, and I totally
yeah.
agree with. The IHOB rebranding is great. It perfectly plays into the modern age trend of how dare they change something I haven't supported in any way for years.
Yep.
Which I was like, yes, absolutely. I'm actually going to
Actually-
retweet that right now. Good job, Bernie.
There was someone who responded to because I posted on Twitter that I actually thought it was a really good marketing campaign. Like I've never
people
heard
talking.
I've never heard anybody talk about IHOP this much. IHOP
I'm sorry, yeah.
this much. So I tweeted that, and then someone responded, "I don't think it is unless they are permanently changing their name. And if they are, then I'm more outraged than I already am. Like even what the fuck is IHOB sounds weird to say out loud. But currently, because I don't think they are really changing their name, I'm just annoyed." And then I
Okay.
responded, "Do you go to eat there a lot?" And they didn't respond. So I'm guessing they
My father
never.
is Mr. Hop. Like to Bernie's point, like that imperfectly encapsulates like if a website changes, if a business changes anything, like let's get upset about it. Let's like voice our concern. I'm mostly like, this seems stupid. Like it just felt it was a good social media ploy. People talked about it. We're talking about it right now for an extended period of time to a bunch of people. But like at the end of the day, like if they actually changed it, if I was making that decision, I wouldn't make that decision. I would say no. But at the end of the day, if they do it, like I don't care.
I'm just curious, like, who was the guy who came up with it, and how did he convince people?
It was their marketing. Some dude in their marketing branch, probably the intern, and he was like, "Why don't we just change your name?" And everyone's like, "Brad!"
What
Or it
parent
was like
company?
the head of marketing, and
Yeah.
everyone didn't know how to say no to him. They're just like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
IHub
iHub.
sounds great."
What is their parent company? Not that anyone would know this off the top of their heads. Is it like Yum Yum Brands? Is it like
Yeah, there's a
there's, like,
company called
two-
Yum Yum Brands.
Yeah, they
and
own
they-
a lot of.
and they're like
different
Taco
chains.
Bell. I hope I'm not flipping it. I think they're like Taco Bell, KFC, and like
Yum
Pepsi
Yum.
brands and stuff like that.
That's a great name for. I love that.
Like
name.
That just makes
basically,
me
when you
happy.
look at fast food, there is one half, and then there's the other half, and there's two like parent companies that own a majority. Like Coca-Cola and Pepsi are opposite.
IHOP is,
but they are within the same parent company as like McDonald's is Coca-Cola, Taco Bell's like Pepsi.
They are Dine Brands, DINE Brands Global, who also has, I guess, Applebee's, Denny's. Hold on, I don't know if that's right.
All my least favorite.
Do they have anything in the burger game? is what I'm looking
Ooh,
for.
that's fine. Yeah,
I mean,
have,
Applebee's and
they have IHOP and Applebee's. I think
I
that's
guess
it.
they're all sit downs. You don't go to an IHOP like drive through, do you?
The only time I've ever been to an IHOP is at 2 or 3 in the morning.
I've been to a lot of IHOPs.
I've been pretty wasted when I go to IHOP.
Yeah, I like IHOP or IHOB.
I imagine that there's a guy at Apple who had just invented like, I think a hob is like a grill or something in England, and he like invented like Apple's new grill called the iHob, and then he was like, oh fuck, oh god, and
Get it out,
there's like
get it
lights
out.
Oh
and
goodness, I can't
paper
believe
and
you've done
shit
that.
flying everywhere, and they're freaking out.
Just a guy in his living room throwing papers around. No.
Oh, my invention. That joke didn't land very well.
What if it was just International House of Beer, and then they just became like
A brewery?
Yeah, and we got 200 beers on tap, and I don't know why they're talking like that now, but it's part of the way
Hey,
they
they're also
look.
smoking cigarettes.
An International House of like cigarettes. It's not a B, but we'll figure it out.
I would go to that. I'd go to that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Cigarettes and beer. Is that
Well,
your scene?
beer, not cigarettes.
Oh.
Smelled like cigarettes, Lieutenant Dan. Tasted like
Tastes like cigarettes, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't know. What's that from?
What? Are you kidding?
What is that?
think
Forrest
Lieutenant
Gump.
Dan.
What's that?
Oh god, she's joking.
Okay, never mind.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
There was
You always know what you're gonna get, Lieutenant Dan. There's the labels on the top. You just flip the little. Get out! Are you gonna slap me?
He's gonna high five you. How long have you and Alana been dating?
I think it was like November or December 2016 or something.
You said 2.5 years, right?
What is?
It's like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassed she's ever been of you?
Oh,
I like how it's like not him, but how embarrassed she's been of him. Proper question.
Some way that I've like really royally fucked up in front of her. I don't know. I just do some stupid shit in public sometimes, so I'm sure it's one of those times.
Like awkward.
What about the thing you did at the big press thing recently?
No.
Wait, what?
That was a good segue, Chris. I appreciate that. There was, I think we might have talked about this on the podcast. There was a hospital, like, so we support Dell's Children's Hospital. Pretty much whenever we do Extra Life, we give all our money to them, right? Yeah, they're like our local hospital. They're a couple blocks away. We love those guys. They love us. And we just opened up a park there.
It's like a healing garden.
Yeah, healing garden. Yeah, not a park. Sorry. It's awesome. We got to go out and tour it and stuff like that. And they had a lot of the Rooster Teeth people that had participated in that go out there. So I didn't read the invite. All of the cameras just went black, and I didn't read the invite, and it said like business casual or business or something dress code, and I had just gotten I was just at work.
Oh no.
So I just wore whatever I was in, and
What were you in?
Where were you in?
let's show the picture.
Do we have a picture?
Are you in
Is there
a
a picture?
costume of sorts?
It was in the newspaper.
So there's me on the right holding
Wow.
a glass of champagne. I'm in
Wow.
a tank top and short shorts while everybody's dressed up
Everyone's
in
in
dress
like
shirts.
blazers and
I think at the time I also had a mustache because I was just like, fuck it. So I
No,
look like I'm
you
at,
shaved a mustache for a shoot that we were doing.
yeah, and I look like I'm at like a fucking backyard barbecue or like a tailgating party.
You
And-
should have moved back to the left, just hidden behind people in the shadows.
is that not enough to not go? Like leave when you see that everyone's dressed like that? I
Well,
guess
let's
that's
just-
worse than going and leaving.
Let's just put it this way. Whenever I arrived, Yvonne refused to speak to me. And every time I got close to a person, everyone would instinctively move away from me. It's like no one wanted to be close to me because they didn't want to be with like the fucking
The
redneck.
There
guy
it is
in the
again.
tank top. Is that Tyler Coe next to you in a suit jacket?
Yeah, he's in a suit jacket.
Yep,
yeah.
that's good.
Everybody had like a collar or buttoned up shirt.
Or
Yeah, well,
vest.
usually business attire
Tank top
means
is
that.
definitely nowhere can tank top be interpreted as business other than like a barbecue place.
I think I still got the last laugh though because it was hot as hell that day and we were out at the healing garden and I was just soaking up the rays while everybody's sweating away. So
You look great.
Who won? Blaine.
Showing off your physique, feeling good,
Yeah. I
supporting the
guess.
kids.
God, I feel like an asshole. I almost stole Wes's shirt. Wes had a nice Hawaiian shirt and I was like, give me your fucking shirt. And he was like, do you really want it? And I was like, no. It's
What
just
was
fine.
he wearing though?
He was wearing a button-up Hawaiian shirt. It was like a
But
floral
nothing under
shirt.
it?
Oh, I think he had like a white T-shirt on underneath it.
Oh. So why didn't you just give you one of
I
his
didn't want to
shirts?
sink Wes. I love Wes. I gave him so much shit, but I didn't want to do that to him.
I don't know how much better that would be, though.
It would
show up
be better
with
than
like
tank top, bro.
short khakis and like a vibrant, because I know Wes's shirts, vibrant floral Hawaiian shirt. It's like this guy just came from a luau instead of the workout.
It would have been. I think it would have been better.
Maybe like 1 degree.
It would have
better.
been business casual in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But anyways,
White.
we love Dell Children's Hospital, and we thank you for having us out there, and we're glad to be working with you.
Apologize
guys.
for Blaine.
And I'm so sorry that I wore a tank top to the opening of the Healing Garden.
So is Alana embarrassed for you?
I don't think she ever. I think I told her that I was very embarrassed by that, and she was just like, "Ah, you're fine."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's one time I was at a wedding and a friend of mine and her boyfriend came and she was in like a dress, like a formal dress. And he was wearing jeans, a t-shirt and a backwards hat and sneakers.
Oh, so he's a fuckboy.
Maybe. But I just remember thinking like, if I was going to leave the house with a significant other going to a wedding, I'd be like, maybe you want to put on like something a little nicer.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what kind of dynamic they had in that sense.
Maybe they
You wouldn't
met
let me wear a
at the
backwards
wedding.
hat to a wedding.
You can wear whatever you want. Okay.
I was at my sister got married recently. and
Congrats.
People kept saying
about this.
people kept saying congrats to me when I'd be like, oh, my sister's
Chris,
getting married.
congratulations.
And I'm like, I didn't do it.
Well, it's your sister.
Yeah, but it's like
Congrats
I
to
did.
your family.
Sure, but like, don't tell me congratulations. I had nothing to do with the thing.
Do you like the guy?
Passing it through
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
But,
Chris,
like-
fuck you.
But if he didn't like the guy, then it would be even interesting.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, can you imagine? Hey, my sister got married. Fuck you.
Well, but anyway, my like I was the bridesmaid for it.
Nice.
Like or best man or
Maid of honor.
maid of honor,
Oh.
man of honor.
So were you like on the
I was on my
bride's side?
sister's side.
Okay.
And then my brother was officiating it.
Okay.
Ah,
That's nice.
Yeah, it was
Lovely.
great.
Hey,
My-
congrats.
Thanks. I accept congrats for being like part of the wedding because
Yeah.
that's like something active that I did. My brother was officiating it. Totally, we were up there. He was reading all their vows and stuff, and then stopped and was like, "I lost a page."
Lost a page?
It's like I lost the page of the vows,
Oh my God.
and then
Was it his or hers? Or I guess like were they sharing?
he'd read one person's vows, and then he was getting to the other person's
Whoops.
vows, and he'd lost the page for it. And we were like, "What?" And then my sister was like, "Just read the other vows again, but swap the names."
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe
And then-
that was a good cover for your sister.
Yeah.
Your brother's looking out for her. She didn't write them.
She didn't write
She
'em.
didn't do her homework.
It's like, "Oh God damn it! I forgot." Yeah,
Yeah. No one ever listens at weddings.
yeah. But
anyways.
it actually it was the funnest like moment in a wedding I've ever had because it was so like weird and funny and awkward.
breaks the tension.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like everyone just laughed. It was great.
Weddings are too formal most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, my sister
Yeah.
super like informal. Like we actually because it was the same weekend that Solo opened, so she had one of her friends who's like, "I'm gonna dress up as Han Solo. I'm gonna dress up as Han Solo for your wedding."
Nailed it.
Twice.
San Holo.
San Holo.
That's the porn name. San Holo.
And
got
so like
you got
someone
3
wore like
holes.
a Han Solo outfit to her wedding.
It's
and
like
stuff.
chill.
I thought you said San Holo again.
God
I feel like
damn
San
it.
Holo would have no holes. He's Sans Hole.
Oh, Sans Holo.
I like that our generation is getting married now because I feel like our weddings are way fucking cooler.
Oh, I
than
was
the
gonna
previous
say that, dude.
generations.
Yeah, like all my friends' weddings were like in and out, done. Like let's get to the celebrating part. Like,
Yeah.
like
Or they're doing weird shit with their ceremonies.
sure, yeah,
Which is
getting
cool.
inventive.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like? Were you like? I went to my uncle's wedding because the age gap was just enough that I was alive to experience that, but I didn't really see anybody else's that was of my uncle's age. Like, but I just remember how dry and long and boring it was.
Yeah.
But like then I went to my friends and it was like it was all in the same room too. We were already at the tables to eat. We like basically watched the ceremony happen up on like a stage. Then they came down, took pictures immediately, did the first like the father-daughter dance and immediately down to food and then dancing and stuff. It was great.
Yeah. I my buddy just got married recently. I think their actual like her walk-up song or like their like the song where they go after the ceremony, there was like hip-hop songs.
Oh,
And I was
really?
like, this is fucking cool as
That's
shit.
cool.
Yeah.
Actually I had a story there. The bachelor.
Oh, you had a bachelor party recently.
Yeah, the bachelor party, they were all from out of town and they were coming to Austin. The wedding was held in Austin. And so then I like planned the whole thing. I got us an Airbnb, took them all downtown, took them to some of my like, you know, the nicer like bars that you take the tourists to and stuff like that. And we went to several bars, we were bar hopping with all the guys. And there was this one dude that just like kept going hard, and he was buying like 2 shots for everybody at every bar that we went
God.
to.
Oh my God.
And like I'm the best man, so I have to like I wanted to stay sober so I could watch after the groom, make sure he's good. But I also just like I can't fucking do shots after that drunk interview video that we did forever ago.
How many shots did you do that night? Like
I think I did like between 15 to 20 or something. Like that. It was just like I could have died. So we get to this bar. The guy hands out shots. And then I'm sitting there and everyone's like, kind of like, yeah, here we go. And we like reach in for the cheers and I bring it to my face and I'm watching everybody else. And then I flick mine behind my back and I'm doing that. And I'm looking at my buddy, the groom. And it's like at the exact same time he goes, and he pours it off to the side, like down by his leg. And we did it like we did the exact same thing at the exact same time. And I was like laughing so hard, I kept watching him. And then he like went through with it and was like, oh boy, you know, like acting like it.
I was really hoping you were going to say there was like a girl standing right behind you. Like,
But I pulled him to the side and was like, hey, did you like that shot? And he's like, oh yeah, I was real smooth. And I was like, I fucking know you're fucking lying, Ryan. And
Real smooth, almost like water.
oh, like whiskey.
It was really cute though, because that was like my childhood friend, and that was like one of those moments where it was like, I know why we're best friends.
Yeah.
You know, it was just
Nice.
like,
Well, right before we move on, I would like to also mention that this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by. I feel like if I didn't have a job here, I would just help companies with slogans, and they would all be puns.
would you be one of those like fuckboy Twitter accounts where you'd be like tossing out heat or whatever?
All the time.
Yeah. What brand would you want to be representing?
iHub.
I
No,
feel like that's the current trend is all fast food just like shit on each other.
my
now.
favorite Twitter account of all time is Moon Pies. Have you guys
Moon
seen the Moon Pie Twitter?
I
think it's
wouldn't.
Moon Pies, those like snacks.
I wouldn't know what a moon pie was if it weren't for their Twitter. I think I used to eat them when I was a kid, but like the fact that they have a great fucking Twitter account, it's
It's
such
just
a good
nonsense.
investment in marketing.
It's like they hired a 16-year-old to run their Twitter account. I don't know who runs it or what it
Jaden
is,
Smith.
but it's, I mean,
Just
Could be.
existential nothingness.
it's just like never about promoting moon pies. It's just like, oh, I woke up this morning feeling hungover. So I brushed my teeth and buy moon pies.
And
Like,
brush my teeth to grab a moon pie.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just
Nonsensical.
like trying to be personable with anyone. I don't know, whoever relates to that.
Mm-hmm.
But
The fellow kids,
the fellow kid.
Hello, teens.
like Rooster Teeth tries
Not
every now
a
and
not a
then.
bad move. I like it. It makes brands more enjoyable to kind of
yeah.
follow.
If you take all the consonants out of moon pie, you're left with the words ooey, which is exactly the noise my dad makes when he sits down on the couch. Like in the Moon Pie cinematic universe, all the people from the moon are like really hot.
We don't know if the moon pies like being eaten or not. We just have been meeting about it. What the fuck?
It's so fucking funny. And it honestly makes me want to buy a moon pie because
There's a reason why moon pies are on the bottom shelf. You never see them. They're always just down there.
What do they taste like? What do they look like?
I think they're chocolate, right?
Yeah,
They're like chocolate
it's like
with cake.
marshmallow with like a bland flavored cookie, all dipped in chocolate,
Okay. I used to love
like a graham cracker flavor cookie.
what were they called? Devil's cakes or devil cakes or
Devil Wears Prada.
No, it's a good movie though.
Good band.
Great.
There's like what are they called? Devil cakes?
Devil's Food Cake.
Well, that's
Yeah.
chocolate icing on chocolate, right?
You're right. I used to love those, but I was raised like to go to church and stuff,
Right,
so
that's
I
the
always
devil's
felt
food.
really bad eating them. So I never ate them because
Really?
they were the devil's food cake or whatever the fuck.
Do you feel
it
like
was.
if you ate it, you would be sent to hell or like become evil?
I thought I was being a sinner. Yeah, like
Wow.
I didn't like the Def Leppard song "Running with the Devil" for the same reason, even though it's
Or
a
Highway to
badass
Hell.
song. Yeah. I was just like, oh no.
I had a realization this weekend.
While you're being choked.
Was it?
No.
Was
But it
this
was
when you were
something
out with us?
No, just this weekend at some point.
Okay.
That I was like, man, if like the little kid version of me knew everything I've done in my life, he'd be like, "It's a sinful little fucker."
I bet I could identify the exact
What?
time and place where this thought occurred.
What is the worst thing you've done in your life? Like what would your little self be most ashamed of?
It might have happened this weekend.
Yeah. What'd you do this weekend, Chris?
Nothing.
What'd you
Come
do this
on, man.
weekend?
You're full of
Nothing.
secrets.
Nothing.
We gotta get to like the poster's gonna be Chris's little secret corner.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's just a million little things.
Like
Nothing.
like nothing.
trying to get
This is a
something
Donald
out of
Duck.
you.
A million little things. They're like, I mean, they're just so small, each of them, that they're individually nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about, because like, even as a kid, I was like, oh man, drinking is really bad. I'm like, clearly I'm drinking and go out and, I've had premarital sex.
What?
You're not married?
No.
We got to
Cut the feed.
guys cut the feed. There was a funny moment at my friend's wedding when like the ceremony wrapped. They're both drunk. We're loading him into their car or their limo or whatever, and I was like, "Wow, Ryan, I'm so happy for you. Like, you're about to have sex for the first time in your life."
You're gonna take her flower.
Good deep flower.
Oh, there's flowers? I didn't get any of those. Literal. At what point did you religious little boys like kind of cross over to the dark side and kind of just not care anymore?
College.
Because I mean, you were
College,
dressed up
probably
as
college.
Satan's brother, just
Clayton.
Clayton.
And I had a
We didn't-
blast.
just
doing
the
that.
other week. You blasphemer.
I think it was college or like somewhere in high school.
Yeah.
I started listening. Middle school. I started listening to a lot of punk music.
Blink 182 really made me
really, like,
question the devil's
cross
food cake.
to the
You
dark
bought a
side.
women's tank top and put eyeliner on.
I actually do wish I had some pictures from that, because I
did you have a
don't have any
face?
pictures.
There was a RT recap we once did where we were supposed to be like people in a pinball arcade, and I had to put eyeliner on you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I freaked out because I was like, "You're poking me in the eye."
Yeah.
Your day 5 character looks like how I was imagining your sex club iteration
Persona.
was.
Yeah, it was probably pretty similar.
Did you put on the same accent?
No, but man, I will say, okay, so as far as like Persona, because you were talking about traveling by yourself, and like I do remember being like, okay, I'm by myself traveling. If there's any trouble I'm gonna get into, it's gonna be like walking down the streets at night by myself.
Yeah.
And so I was conscious of it, like I need to project like confidence and intenseness, like where it's like, I don't want to mess with that guy. So I remember specifically I was like in Amsterdam, and there's one night where I was like going late. It was like really late at night. I was like walking down, the streets by myself, and I'm like, I have to be like, so I was like walking like real. I basically walk with a scowl, like angry.
Clint Eastwood.
So you look like a crazy guy that no one wants to talk to?
Yeah. Well, just like, oh, I don't want to mess with that guy. He looks angry.
That's the first thing I think of when I see you.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to mess with that
and I remember thinking,
he's
it's like, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden like it's a long like alleyway, and it's just me and another guy, and I remember thinking, okay, I got to be super pissed off, and so I'm like walking, and I'm like, doing my thing, and I'm like looking like I'm gonna. And then he sees me, and because I'm prepping for him, I'm like, I might have to fight. I got scared, right?
Yeah.
It's like
He one-upping you?
He looks like a scary looking, guy, right? And I'm walking up to him, I'm like scowling or whatever. And then he sees me and he runs.
Yeah, man.
He thought I was about to rob him because I scowled at him.
Christopher.
I was like, I mean mugged him, and he was like, oh, and he ran, and I was like, oh, he's scared of me.
You put your bandana on and
Yeah.
you got out there, mean mugged him, kicked
And I was like,
a can down the street.
And yeah, I was like the guy scared, and he must have been a tourist too or something.
Probably. He was probably just like you.
Yeah.
Enjoying his time alone.
I'd
Europe.
love to be a fly on the wall during that interaction, because I'm imagining it was like a 4-year-old boy in like overalls or whatever they're called.
He's got one of those like spinny top hats, and he's got a giant lollipop.
Chris is
Daylight.
Got the
terrified.
wooden clogs
It's
on.
noon.
No, it was like I was like impressed with myself that I was intimidating.
Yeah.
And that's how you survived your entire 2 weeks.
Yeah,
in
I was
Europe.
just like trying to be mean and
Looking
stuff.
like you're constipated the whole time.
There's just wanted posters of you all over each city.
Beware of this man.
I will say in Amsterdam it's weird, like in like because they have the red light district is essentially downtown, like it's like the touristy area,
But with naked people.
yeah, and so like in the middle of the day at like lunchtime, it's just like a place where like families come and get food and stuff.
Oh, weird.
It's like super touristy, and like, but then you go down one alleyway and all of a sudden there's like naked women in windows, but then like next to them are like people pushing carriages.
Oh, strange.
And it's super weird. And then like just like people watching, people like you'll see you'll see people like, you know, they're like whispering like in their point, and then like look, you know, like pointing in the windows and be like, yeah, okay, all right, and they like work up the courage and then like go and like, you know, talk to
They
prostitutes.
ditch the baby carriage.
They do.
And they head right in.
And then, and you know, and then I remember like seeing someone coming out, and then you see that face where they're like immediate regret. Like they're like, oh God, and they just head down and just like scurry away.
Oh wow.
We're like, I regret everything. But yeah, it's like the most interesting people watching city
How long
ever.
are those people in the windows for?
I don't know.
Because are you able to just stand there and watch? Because I would be curious to like how like what
I
their
wasn't,
shift
like-
is in the window.
Are you talking? I wasn't like sitting there like in one place. Like,
No, but like I would want to do that.
oh,
I think they would come out and have you.
They'll
Shush
scare
you
you.
What if you're
away.
like down the street like watching from afar?
I
with
mean, they
binoculars,
probably-
Yeah.
you're like,
there are like idiots who are like,
boobs.
they do have idiots who go up with like cameras and like try and take pictures, and then
they get killed?
Then they get like
Well,
like
they just
grabbed.
disappear in the night. Okay, they don't get killed.
Yeah.
They just
go to
disappear at
sleep.
dawn for their mistake.
yeah.
They get put down in a dark alley and have a man walk at them very fiercely. And then they never come back.
I take care of them.
I kind of do a similar thing because like I see the logic in that. Like you don't if you look scary enough, then people just won't want to mess with you. But I've also been doing this thing where when I carry my keys and I'm in a situation where I'm kind of like freaked out, I'll do like a mini Wolverine thing.
Hey, don't do that.
Why not?
So I took a self-defense class a couple years back, and they said like something that a lot of women do is, or people carry their key between their finger like this so that they could just like hit someone.
Yeah.
There have been stories of people who have done that and had their key here and like went to hit someone, and the key instead went backwards into their own hand.
Oh, so
And,
it
like,
like sliced up
lodged-
between their fingers.
Like,
Like, they slice
this
their own
little number.
fingers.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
hard to hold to
Yeah.
Yeah,
hold 'em in
so
place.
not suggested. Also, don't go for this move to go for someone's nose, because if someone opens their mouth, you'll get
Bit.
a handful of teeth. Yeah, it's just like little things that
What
you're taught.
self-defense things would you?
Punch them right here. Just punch them right there.
Oh, right in the like jaw.
There's a lot of moves that they taught us, especially for like getting grabbed behind, someone trying to get on top of you, stuff like that.
Think
You're a
about-
lot stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you're scared or angry or like confident or any combination of those things, because they can all feed each other. Like
As long as you,
if you were willing to throw yourself into somebody really hard, you'd be surprised how unwilling people are to be hit or thrown into. And
yeah.
big people can go down.
There's a lot of tips too, like if you are being attacked or something like that, like yell fire instead of help, because if you're yelling help, people might not be more hesitant to come help
Oh,
you. But
I
if
wanna
you
stay out of
scream
that
fire,
shit.
people will want to come see what's going on. Another thing, like girls don't wear ponytails if you're walking late at night, or hoods or anything that people could grab really easily. It's like it's just small things here and there that I think everyone should learn growing up.
That's really interesting.
Eddie teaches Krav Maga, and I've been still considering like doing his classes and stuff like that. Yeah.
I did when I was younger. Before I played rugby, which is where I found out like I was still tall but even skinnier. I was just a skinny kid.
Jeez.
And like I would take down people like way bigger than me just because like proper form or just like willing to put yourself into somebody, like you'll take them down. But before that, I took like Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu and stuff. And it's really interesting. It's actually kind of enjoyable. So you should definitely do that. Yeah.
I think it's important. Just before we wrap up, Meryl sent me a screenshot of Burger King's new Twitter.
Oh boy.
They didn't change their handle, but they changed their name on Twitter to Pancake King.
That's awesome.
So I have a whoop. You can't see that, but I don't know if we want
Maybe
to
they
get
can
up
pull
on
it
the
up
screen.
in the booth. Let me see.
Yeah,
I wanna
they
see.
changed their whole like header and everything to Pancake.
Are they a sister company, or are they just being dickheads?
I think they're just being
That's
dickheads.
funny.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
check it
good.
out.
It's great.
I feel like the logo is just, I mean, it's very much
Because they
the same.
serve pancakes.
I'm gonna change my Twitter to like Burger Chris.
Chris, everyone should just change their handles to something.
I don't have
Burger.
any B
Crib.
or P in my name.
You don't.
So you should be Parpura Dunkelman. Parpura
Punkelman instead
Punkelman.
of Dunkelman.
I'll be
is
playing
already in case.
Gibson.
Plain old Gibson.
Yep, there it is. Pancake King. I love how just
Petty.
yeah that they all are. Oh, they changed their logo too. I didn't even see that. That's
Yeah.
great. I
And
just
it's
saw
little
the handle.
pancakes.
So cute.
So there's a little square of butter on there that I've always seen in commercials, like for Eggo and stuff. And I
Uh-huh.
remember one time I was a kid and I was like, Mom, I want the butter like they have it on the commercials. She's like, okay, but don't eat it all in one bite. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't thinking about it
But now
until
I
you
will.
said it.
That's now all I
And
can
as
think
soon
about.
as I just remember sitting there, watching her like just like fork hovering over the pat of butter, just ready to like pounce. As soon as she walked out of the room, just ate the pat of butter. Not even with the Egos, just ate the butter. I was like, yeah. And so she comes back and I'm like, I need more butter for no reason in particular.
It all melted into the Egos.
But what a weird way to just a little square like that.
It is nice. to
Photogenic.
Look,
I wonder if you just like gave butter to children, how much they would eat. If you told them that they shouldn't eat it.
Just do the Homer Simpson special.
I mean, kids are pretty fucking.
They might take a
stupid.
small bite and then go, not for me.
Take a whole stick of butter, wrap a waffle around it, and then just eat it.
I mean, they deep fry sticks of butter at Southern carnivals.
America.
I mean, like,
America.
that's rancid.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to talk about Chris's dirty little secrets
On the post show.
on the post show.
Well, thank you guys for joining. Since all the adults are at E3, we had a fun kids cast.
Kids cash.
Yeah. We're getting
Should we
older.
run it?
That's not going to be
The
much
Rooster
lasting
Teeth,
much longer.
Rooster Teeth podcast. So, get your body out, Blaine.
Well, thanks for watching. And if you're a first member, we'll be doing a post show that you can watch later on. We love you.
Bye.